Hello world, 80s music twin rank speaking.
Chris Gold.
And today we're doing George Michael.
But you guessed if you watched it. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Now he sang about the Go-Go's, right?
Yeah. Wake me up before you go.
Well, you only picked one. He was talking about Belinda.
Yeah.
She was a standout.
Yeah.
All right.
Now he passed away in 2016. I don't know if that was the same year as Prince. I thought there was.
No, I don't believe it was Prince.
But
he was our age.
yeah, originally I thought he got hit by a bus. I thought he walked out of traffic and wham. Okay, he didn't do that. No, he heart disease is what it said. He died of
Something like that.
Like Prince was what? Drugs? I think it was an overdose or something like that.
I can't keep track of all.
Yeah, I know.
There's
Just
a lot
trying to
of
find
ways
out
people
what
died.
people died of,
But his partner in Wham is still alive.
yeah, Andrew
Ridgely.
Ridgely.
Did you know that we can tie our video to Belinda Carlisle a few more ways?
Okay,
besides
let's
the
hear it.
Go-Go? Okay, so obviously Belinda Carlisle had the album Heaven on Earth, and George Michael sang about songs at the edge of heaven.
Oh, yeah.
Wham.
Yeah, Wham's last album.
Yes. Okay.
Before the greatest hits.
Now, last week we also talked about the girl bands, correct?
Yeah.
And we mentioned Bananarama.
Huh? Andrew Ridgely dated one of the
He married one of the Bananarama girls, and his brother was one of the percussionists in that band too. So
Okay.
it wasn't
And
was not an
had-
all-girl band.
I had some. Didn't the Bengals sing "Cruel Summer"? But I was thinking of "Hazy Shade of Winter."
Oh, okay.
Different seasons.
And Belinda sang about summer rain. Who knows?
Cruel Summer Rain? Cruel Summer, I mean, nowadays they're like, Taylor Swift, because that's on her latest album.
Okay. So, has it been a while since we actually did a band that... he was trying to photobombing us. All right, did we do a band that... when's the last time we did a band that had a Christmas song? Do you remember?
It's been a while. No, I don't remember.
It
who
has
the
been a
last
while.
one was.
So, here we go.
Bruce Springsteen, maybe? I don't know.
No, it hasn't been that long. But this band, Wham, and it was not George Michael, it was Wham. Last Christmas, which is weird if you think about the song that it's perpetually played. Because it's not like a happy-go-lucky Christmas song. So he talks about, you gave me your heart, or I gave you my heart.
So
and
this
you
was
gave me my
Wham.
heart.
It was the A side. The B side was B side was Last Christmas. A side was this was Everything She Wants.
Oh, Everything She Wants?
Is that what it was?
Maybe. I don't know. I didn't look that part up, but yeah. So there's that, which so that song was turned into a movie. Did you know that?
Yes, I did know that.
Tied into somehow Game of Thrones, because Emilia Clarke was the lead female in that movie, and all the songs of Wham are in that movie. That's what I heard, anyways.
Yeah, but what you didn't know is that George Michael died on December 25th, 2016. So that was his
Last Christmas.
last Christmas.
Tasteless, yes. True. So I don't know. Maybe see the title of that one album George Michael had, "Songs from the Last Century." Is he talking about in the past 100 years, or the fact he thought that was the last century and then the world was going to explode?
Oh, I know.
Because he sings about the last Christmas.
Well, he
right?
might have been because he does have faith. Well, faith has nothing to do with religion whatsoever.
It doesn't. No. Yeah. By the way, did you like this pattern? We can guess what his next album was going to look like title-wise.
If it was going to be one word or a long
It
title.
goes from one to long to one to long to one. So the next one was going to be a huge title. Did he?
Well, you know what? He did have a couple songs, like Jesus from a Child.
Right.
Christian artist, right?
No.
No.
Not based on his lifestyle.
And last Christmas, was he talking birth of Christ?
No, we already know it was about he gave his heart
No,
to
I
somebody
know, I
and they
know.
gave it away. So, all right. So, Careless Whisper at least ties Wham and George Michael together, because George Michael was nice enough to his partner to give him songwriting credit, so he can make millions.
Yeah, okay.
Continually.
Are you done with the Belinda Carlisle?
Yes.
Logos? Okay. The fact that they were both in bands and split.
Yeah, that's
Well,
another
there.
one. You're right. You're right.
Although technically Wham was George Michael.
It was.
Listen to some of the
I mean,
songs.
even the first video I remember, "Wake Me Up Before You Go Go," is the first one. They both come out in those shirts to say something. They get the stupid dances. You almost think they're both gay right off the bat. Right? He didn't come out for a decade after he split from the band. 1998.
Yeah.
And he would have. They both look gay in that video.
But
right?
did he come out? Well, I mean, he got outed, didn't he? Didn't say he got outed.
Probably.
It might have had something to do with his arrest.
I don't know. And he said he liked girls too. He liked both.
Yeah.
And then he eventually said, "No, you know what? I'm gay," which makes the video for Careless Whisper kind of weird. Now again, he liked women, so Careless Whisper is about this guy who cheated on his girl, right? And he regrets it. But yeah, that was probably too early to show him cheating on her with a guy, right? You don't see those videos. Well, you might see them nowadays. Yeah. So when he went solo, though, he still looked kind of cool for a gay guy.
Yeah, well, I mean,
He's
he
like,
wouldn't have known, like,
is he gay? I don't know.
His first single was "I Want Your Sex," and that was supposedly his partner that was in the video. And MTV would refuse to play it during the daytime.
Casey Kasem wouldn't even
say
the
that he
song
said
title.
George Michael's last single or
Latest single, yeah.
That's all he would say.
Right, so he was a
It's
controversial.
different. I mean, the music. Yeah, it was different.
And then he's like, "Hoo!" We should put a video of people saying lines like that, "Hoo!" just all the way through. Because there are people who just throw in random lines like that.
Yeah.
All right, I did.
Which album would you buy?
What?
Which album would you buy?
Probably Faith. I think.
Make it big.
I think Faith. Yeah.
Careless Whisper.
I don't know that
Everything she
I
wants.
do not want somebody finding Wham in my
You don't
house.
want to wake me up before you go.
Which is funny. Isn't it interesting to find out though that Andrew Ridgely was not gay? Because I would have
Yeah,
assumed
when George Michael
they
was singing
both were.
about splitting up, wake me up before you go.
I thought it was him.
What was the next slide?
I don't plan on going solo.
Yeah, liar.
Yeah. So I would have assumed it was him that was his partner, but he was straight the whole time, which is kind of interesting. By the way, they were part of the second British invasion,
Right.
which I don't connect them to Duran Duran at all.
Yeah.
But
What was the other band? Duran Duran and.
well, any British band. By the way, they were British, okay, which actually makes my shirt I'm wearing kind of odd, right?
Yeah.
Okay, now what does this say to you?
America. Yeah.
Oh yeah, and what happened?
Well, no. This is what this reminds me of those idiots on the street who asked the question when
What happened in 1776? and
Yeah,
nobody
or
knows?
what year was America? Yeah.
So-
1920. No.
So, in case you don't know, 1776 is when the Declaration of Independence was written and
Yes.
signed.
Which ties to Wham and Michael.
Freedom.
Freedom, yes.
But unfortunately, that's actually America's freedom, not Britain. We
Yeah.
were freedom from Britain.
And so I like, of course, George Michael's Freedom better.
Yes.
Freedom 90, right?
And he did not want to appear
and he didn't.
in his videos. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
It's-
models.
Just models.
And no guy models, right? It was five women
Yeah,
models.
the famous ones. Linda Evangelist.
Cindy Crawford,
Yep, all
yes.
those. And then at the end, famously, is a TV. Is it a TV? Exploding. They're blowing it up.
That makes that
Freedom!
Immediately
right on the beat of the freedom.
Immediately that song is
Freedom.
cool.
Because yeah.
Yeah, so I guess when Faith came out, he was in every video, and he felt they were milking his personality or whatever. And
Yeah.
so
I you know what? Okay, you don't like Wham! By the way, this is the second band we're doing where they added, it's not just words. Well, maybe it's not just the same. Maybe there's more than that. Well, AC/DC had that. What did you call it? Hamper stands or whatever the thing.
Okay, yeah.
But Wham! Exclamation point. That's how you say their band name.
They didn't come up
No,
with
it
it.
was-
Some
yeah.
other person said, you put an exclamation point at the end.
It was people doing how they write it or the logo.
Okay.
I think.
Yeah, the graphic designer then.
Yeah.
Yeah, and yeah, do they look like somebody? Yeah. You're like, Wham, that's a cool name. And they
Yeah,
showed the
well,
band.
they said they picked that name because they said there's like a bunch of reasons, and they go also fun. It's a fun name,
Right, Wham.
but fun is a band name already.
Well, you know what it reminds me of? What's that that game show? Where
The whammy?
Yes.
Press your luck, yes.
So it is fun.
But they want no whammies.
Okay. All right, so they were part of the second British invasion, and their debut actually came on American Bandstand. Interesting. Who else had the American Bandstand debut? Do you know?
Right.
No. Well, no. Most of the first invasion, they made their debut on the Ed Sullivan Show.
I do remember that being on our TV, and we would watch it. I don't know why. I don't think we sat down to watch it, but we'd hear it. All
No, we were more likely to watch the Gong Show.
Yeah.
Okay, Andrew Ridgely, he had to put out a solo album because that was in his
And it
contract.
didn't do well. They had a contract with them, but they're like, since it didn't do, the first one didn't do, they're like, that's okay. You don't need to make a second one.
Thought you were good. No. And then he also has that. George Michael has that song.
That's a lot like the Go-Go's too.
What?
The Go-Go's were famous because of Belinda Carlisle. Wham was famous because of George Michael.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm going on my own too. It's like, nope.
It's like you don't hear.
We like her, not you.
Well, I mean, Daryl Hall had his own.
yeah.
And it's pretty good. John Oates, he had I think he had his own solo career.
But it didn't go well, probably.
Nope,
Sure.
no. So, anyways, Aretha Franklin did a song with George Michael. That was actually before he went solo.
Yeah.
So,
I Knew You Were Waiting was written by
Climby Fisher.
not Climby Fisher.
Oh,
Climby was
you're right.
Stephen Climby. I don't remember.
I don't know.
But Climby and the other guy's name was Rob Fisher.
Okay.
That's why they were called Climby
That's
Fisher.
why. Okay.
I mean, now-
One hit wonder.
Yeah, they have love changes everything. Yeah, that's their song. But he wrote the Aretha Franklin, George Michael, which I really like.
Yeah. George Michael also in 1 year
Had three top
top
ones.
twos. It might have been top two.
Well, yeah, but they were from three different things. One was a solo.
Solo.
One was from Do They Know It's Christmas? He was on that.
So
right?
Careless Whisper considered a solo. Wake Me Up, Wham, and Do They Know It's Christmas from Band-Aid.
And now
How's that a number one?
Careless Whisper was in Make It Big. But they consider it a solo because they even put it out with like, who sang that? Was it Wham or George Michael?
I know.
So you put it on the radio and it'll come up in one or another.
Now,
Either way.
I mentioned when we did Supertramp that I thought the Logical song was the best saxophone solo ever. Careless Whisper might not be the best song. It's probably the most recognizable. Don't you think?
Maybe.
It's up there. I mean,
With Baker Street.
Baker Street, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but where was I going with it? Okay, so do they know it's Christmas? Actually, he had two Christmas songs. Do they know it's Christmas? He was the third voice,
Yeah, but not really. I mean, it's not his song, but he
No.
was part of it.
and that was definitely British. So American people on the Live Aid one, British people on that one. Band-Aid, Live Aid, Farm Aid, all AIDS. So, yeah, and do you know it's Christmas? That's kind of slightish. I'm gonna slight you. Are you ignorant of Christmas? Do you even realize it's Christmas? Yeah, but so Boy George and Paul Young were the first two singers, and then George Michael's was the third line in that song. Yeah, so 1988 is considered. He was considered the best artist of that year. That's probably when Faith came out, or after 1 year after Faith. When they were with Wham, they were the first American band or first Western band
To go to China.
to go to China.
But Queen could have, but I guess they were sabotaged by one of the executives.
Oh, really?
Because when they gave China 2 portfolios, and they put in Wham, they were like made up to look nice, and
Really?
And
so
then-
it was a choice.
yeah, and then the
Really?
photo they gave was Freddie Mercury is glammed up like, and I'm
Okay.
like, oh no, we'll take.
Gotcha.
Well, yeah. So the executive sabotaged Queen from going.
That's
first.
funny. That's funny. It's so interesting. So, I don't know if this is totally true. Let's say we've actually done 3 gay artists. We've done Elton John,
Yeah.
Freddie Mercury, and now George Michael. Are there any others?
We probably have more than that. We just
Don't remember.
remember David Bowie was like ambiguous a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know what his
Yeah, androgynous.
androgynous. Yeah, that's what it was.
Which is
Even though he was
ambiguous.
married to Hyman, so.
Yeah. 2011. George Michael was in a coma. I don't remember that.
I don't either, but he came out of
With a different accent.
it. Did he?
It said he had
Okay.
a different, and I think there's a name for it. And
Okay.
when he sang songs, it didn't sound right. That would be funny. I think there's a movie that's like that. Some guy woke up from an accent and suddenly he's British. He was American, but he just came out British. From 1984 to 2004, George Michael was the most frequently played artist in the UK. So he's got a 20-year span of being the most frequent artist.
Now, do you ever find yourself saying it wrong, calling him George Michaels?
You know, I think there's a sports analyst called George Michaels.
Okay, maybe that's why I
I
do.
think so because at the end, might have been before, right around the beginning of ESPN, and he did a top 10 sports moments that day, I think. Okay, last thing before we get to the top 10. They were in a car accident. There was a car accident. I forget who was in the car accident. But after the car accident, someone graffitied the car. You know what they put on it?
Wham.
Wham! Which, good sense of humor. I don't think anybody died. That would be not good. All right, so let's go ahead and get to our top 10. Okay, so we have George Michael's, or George Michael. Is there a Michael George? You would think it's 2 names.
No.
There's got to be a Michael George.
All right, there is a Keith David, actors. There's a
Right.
Keith David
And a David
and
Keith.
David Keith.
Correct.
And one's black and one's white.
Yeah, I've seen movies of both of them.
Yes, yes.
All right, so we got
I believe Keith David is the one that's at the end of The Thing with Kurt Russell,
okay.
the black guy.
Is he also the one that's in
Yeah.
They Live? That fights for the glasses. Put on the glasses.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's
I
probably,
think
yes,
I think
that's him
it.
too. Yep.
Yes. All right. So there's probably going to be an even split between George Michael and Wham. They have about the same amount of singles I recognized. George Michael had more singles. I didn't have a clue what they were.
Yeah.
And there was
There were a few where I listened to him like, oh, I forgot about this one.
There was a point where he kept going. Nothing ranked on the U.S. Billboard chart.
The Praying for Time, I had forgotten about that. But when I heard it, I'm like, oh, I know this one.
Yeah. Okay, so 3 honorable mentions. You have 2, I have 1. My 1 is a slow one, so go figure it didn't make it. One More Try. I actually like it.
His
Slow as it is.
his slowest, probably.
As slow as, I mean, it's real slow, but I still, because he does have really good slow songs, believe it or not.
Is it you like? Do you play drums? This? Do.
Yeah.
That's how slow
I
it is.
don't think I'd have the patience. No, and yeah. Speaking of slow, let's go with the opposite. One of your
And he whispers one more time. Da, 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 one more time. Like, really? Okay. What did you say there?
your honorable mention is the flip side. It's not slow. It's fast love.
Okay. Fast love.
Which
I
is
didn't,
one
I
word.
didn't, I didn't know it, but I like
It's one word.
Yeah.
No space in between. And then I'm Your Man, which is a Wham song.
Da, da, wait.
Do,
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 do.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yeah.
Do, 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 do.
And I watched the videos. I'm not sure there's a lot of videos of theirs I could stand. You know, they didn't a lot of concert ones for them. So yeah, that's
This is a you're not picking. I'm picking. I'm your man. Don't care if you want me or not.
It's either he's either bragging or he's forcing himself.
Yes.
Okay, so let's get to our top 10. So number 10, and shoot, I did not write the albums down.
Okay.
So you tell me what this is on. It's "I Want Your Sex." I had this at 6.
This is
You had
his
it
very
14.
first single, so it had to be Faith.
But I didn't know it was on that album.
No, wait, was this on Faith?
It was.
It was on Faith?
But you know what it was on?
What?
The Beverly Hills Cop 2.
Yeah. In fact,
Along
that's
with,
another thing Casey when you say his latest single or from
yeah.
his single.
So
from
that
Beverly
with Bob Seger's Shakedown. I think there was another song. I think Pointer Sisters had another song on that album. So
I was thinking maybe it was released as a single before the album came out, and it was on its own until they decided to put it
and
on
probably
those.
ranked high, so he thought he'd include it. And people have done that, put their movie songs on their album. All right, and I think So you tell us what did come on, but I think it's on Faith. But we'll say Beverly Hills Cop 2. Number 9. I think, and this is from Faith, I'm pretty sure but I didn't remember this song, and you said I recognized it, but you know what? I didn't recognize the song. I recognized the video when he was in his suspenders and the hat. Monkey. I had this at 7. You had it at 12. So it's funny. These two songs I like.
I do not remember the video, but I remember it being on the radio.
Yeah. By the way, I Want Your Sex. He also goes, come on. Another neat thing to do. Monkey. What's to do neat in Monkey? Monkey. I thought he did something. There you go.
Oh yeah, I put that in the one video of ours.
Did you?
There was a video we did way back. It wasn't on ours. It was on
Okay.
one of those extra videos.
Right.
Yeah.
Number 8. Again, coming from it, I don't know. This was the last single of his I remember. Now, Fast Love came after this, but this is the last time I remember something from George Michael.
Okay.
And that's when he did a duet with Elton John. Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me, which is actually an Elton John song way back in the 70s, but they remade it.
Yeah.
Both of us put this
Said
in
it was
9.
his favorite song of Elton's.
Yeah. And the concert famously has Elton John come out and sing with him. I think it was a George Michael concert, and Elton John came out.
Aretha Franklin did that with A New Year Waiting when George Michael came to L.A. with his concert. She sang that evening.
So, yeah, that's the thing about these songs. When you do a duet with somebody like that, you know the concerts don't match up, so you'll have like once or twice that you might be able to actually do the same thing you did for the radio. All right, number 7, coming from Make It Big. Probably I was going to say this. I say this is the most played. I don't hear Careless Whisper as much as this one. Wake Me Up Before You Go Go.
Yeah, definitely.
So you have it at 6, I have it at 12. And this is my least favorite song on Make It Big, I think.
Is that the Carlton dance I'm doing?
I don't know what they're doing. And they're wearing a specific famous type shirt.
Yeah.
What's his say?
Choose Life?
Choose Life, yeah. So
it says Go-Go, I think.
Is he pro-life?
That's what I thought.
I mean, it's kind of weird because between that argument is pro-life and pro-choice. And that has both words in it. Choice and life.
Okay, so
It's conflicting. I don't know. All right, number 6. I think this was on Faith 2. Father Figure. I have this at 4. You have it at 8. And what I like about it is drive your car in the dark and play this. Because when you have the doom, 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 and the keyboard doesn't sound normal. It's got that like flutish sound to it.
do 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 do.
I mean, it's different and I like it.
Yeah.
And even the video, he's a taxi driver.
Yeah, this song was referenced in a Key and Peele movie. The one with the cat, Keanu.
Oh, okay.
When they were trying to get to the bald-headed one, Keegan-Michael Key, he was playing it to the gang that had the cat. He was playing it, and they all thought it was a black guy singing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's it.
Doesn't make sense a little bit because when you say father figure, it sounds like you're talking to kids.
Yeah.
And he's not.
But if you're an orphan or if you're raised by your mom,
Yeah.
then you need a father figure.
Yeah, but when he's in the video, it's like him and he's talking about this model. You're not telling your girlfriend, hey, I'll be your father figure. That's weird. All right, number 5.
Till the end of time.
What's that?
But till the end of time.
Right.
He's gonna be your father figure. Till the end of time. Dude.
Okay, number 5, coming from Faith, is Faith. I have this at 3, you have it at 7. And there are drums, but man, they're subtle. Oh,
Yeah.
I almost think this is an acoustic song.
Yeah, acoustic guitar. He plays guitar, right?
He
I
does.
think he
He
does. And
In the video, all you see is his butt.
yeah, this is
He's
his
got a
look. He's got
jukebox.
the leather jacket on, the jeans, the glasses.
Right. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, career-wise, he made good choices.
Yeah.
Kind of. Musically. Let's say that. All right. Number 4. Coming from, you pick it. Was it George Michael? Wham? Careless Whisper.
Oh, yeah.
I have it at 4, or you have it at 4, I have it at 5. And again, you know who made this song even more famous? Deadpool.
Oh, okay.
At the end of Deadpool, they play Careless Whisper, and you got
yeah.
an animated Deadpool with a saxophone.
Oh, is this?
The end. And you know, in the movie, he comes out like Matthew Broderick did in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. He's like,
Okay.
"Go home."
No, I was totally thinking of when Deadpool got stabbed in the head
Oh,
with the knife, and Chicago was playing,
yeah.
and then he pulled it out, because the song was slower down.
Right. No, this
So he
was
pulled the knife out.
this was end credits for sure.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So
There's a few good videos of Careless Whisper on YouTube. And here's this guitarist. It's totally guitar, and he's playing
the saxophone part.
and then the singing part. But he's doing the near. He's actually doing a tune adjustment.
Okay.
So it's very cool.
What's the other video?
I'm saying that's.
Oh, I
that's
thought you
the
said
most, there are several that you can
Alright,
find, but
okay.
that's the one guy doing pretty good.
I just watched a guy who had the top 15 saxophone solos. This was in it, and he played like snippets of each solo.
Oh, okay.
All right, number 3, your favorite song between both Wham and George Michael, which is a Wham song. And I have this one at 8. It's Everything She Wants. But it is one of the coolest beats. Boom, boom, boom. It's almost like I Knew You Were Waiting, but Wham style, right? It's not bongos. Yeah.
That's free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We should edit the song with the Notebook. What do you want? What do you want? She'll know what she wants.
Right. Especially if you're wanting to go eat somewhere.
Well, yeah, and that's you can find those on TikTok
Yeah.
where they're like, "What do you want?" and try to ask her where you want to go eat. Yeah.
Okay, number 2. Again, I don't know what album. You know what? This is probably from Aretha Franklin's album.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Okay. Was it her Freeway of Love?
Don't think so.
I Knew You Were Waiting for Me. I have this at 2. You have it at 3. And I think, is that her only?
Is it for me or is for me in parentheses? I thought it was I Knew You Were Waiting.
Probably. I didn't put the parentheses down.
Okay.
Yeah, but I Knew You Were Waiting for Me. That doesn't sound... So, again, you can take, according to someone we
Yes.
know, you can take away the parentheses and it means the same thing. It doesn't.
Wives can use this song for their husbands. Because I knew you were waiting, because I take too long.
Yeah, definitely for me.
I've been waiting for a half hour now.
Reminds me of Everybody Loves Raymond when she's
Yeah,
getting ready. He's in the car
the
going,
goodbye tour.
All right, so yeah, that's on. I'm guessing that's on Freeway of Love, because that. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'm not, because that came out in 1984. Or am I thinking Tina Turner? Maybe I'm wrong. Yeah, it's probably later. But she had Freeway of Love. Was that Aretha Franklin's only pop rock album?
She had Who's Zooming Who.
Oh, that's right. That's
Who's
right.
Zooming Who?
You're right. What did Freeway of Love come from that?
No, that was different.
That was
It
a
different
Freeway of
album.
Love. Okay, so yeah, dude.
It was called Who's Doing Who. I think the album was
Okay,
called.
okay. All right, and that brings us to
Which one's better? All right, out of those three, how would you rank those or read the regular times?
Well, and she died already, so it's like.
I would do Freeway of Love. I think you do Freeway of Love first.
That's a good
And
saxophone.
then New Year Waiting. And then Who's Doing Who.
Yeah, I don't even remember who's zooming who. Not, I mean,
All right,
the
that's
song.
That's fine. Okay. All right, back to George Michael.
Okay, all right, so yeah, that was our number 2 song, and that means our number 1 song is Freedom 90. Again, you got the TV exploding.
Yeah, that did it right there.
What's that? Steven Crowder, prove me wrong. Change my mind.
Change my
That's
mind.
what. So I have this at 1, and you have it at 2. And I think it's actually a neat thing that he's not in it, and you got those other 5 models lip syncing to it.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Well, right there, all men are going to agree this is the best song just because of that.
men are like, oh, definitely that one. What are his other songs?
Wait, there was a song playing?
Yeah, and makes you forget that they actually had a. Why is it called Freedom 90? Oh yeah, Freedom by Wham, which by the way it wasn't even in our top 10 or honorable mentions. So somehow I'm Your Man got credited, but Freedom. I don't need your freedom. Why is that not number 1? Oh, I read it right now. All right. So, do you agree with us that when you combine, obviously, would you have separated Wham and George Michael in your own separate lists? No, definitely not. All right. So that was our second G artist in a row, if you count George instead of Michael, because most people go by the last name. So we're gonna do this. You got the Go-Go's, you got George Michael, and our next artist also starts with a G.
Oh, so we just had 3
J's.
J's.
Now we got 3 G's. Which, yeah. And there is a word on the board behind me
That'll tell you what.
that they had a song of. That'll tell you who it is. And that's all we're gonna say because our lips are sealed. Tying to last week's video. Anyways, we have mentioned this artist's their name in a previous video just as a joke. So now we're really gonna do them. So that'll be next week. See you then. Bye.
Bye.